Hey everybody, welcome to Fandom Pop, the greatest channel on YouTube. And this is going to be one of those more quick, unscripted kind of videos, just to hit you in raw, going in, no rubber kind of style. And I want to talk about the film Onward. This is the latest Pixar film, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I actually already filmed a review for Soul Show. I have no idea when that's going to come out, but I filmed a review for it. But I wanted to talk about a more in-depth discussion that will better fit this channel. And that is the problem with Onward. I have talked about this film with almost a dozen people, and they have all had the same reaction going in, which is they are interested but also not interested. And the reason that they want to see it is, it's Pixar. It's the same people who made all these other amazing films. They like Inside Out. They like Up. They like all the other amazing films Pixar has made. But they're hesitant. And why is that? You look at the film and you might have the same reaction. I have to sit through some of the same trailers over and over again because I go to the movies a lot, and I heard people kind of talking amongst themselves twice during the trailer for Onward, and they were kind of like, that looks stupid. But Onward has a cool-ass concept. It basically takes place in a world where, fairy tales and Dungeons and Dragons styles high fantasy has evolved into our everyday reality. But, that magic base, that magic is still in the world. That's an awesome concept, and we have two brothers. We haven't had a film about Pixar characters going Full Metal Alchemist style, trying to bring their dad back to life. That's a cool concept. So why? Why are people turned off by this film? And I'm not saying it's everybody, but everyone in my circle seems to be unimpressed going into the film. People walking out of this film have a different story, because it's amazingly well written. I fucking love this film. It's not going to be my favorite Pixar movie or anything, but it's a great movie. But what is it? Oh yeah, the art direction in this film is ass. And by that you might be like, what? Pixar is gonna make a badly animated film? Are you high? No, Pixar has always made amazing looking films. This film looks great, but the character designs, everything to do with how it looks, does not look good. Of course, art is subjective, blah, 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 blah. But in my opinion, it's bad. But why is that? Like, you can't just point at something and be like, that's bad. They have always used the Pixar Disney aesthetic to its advantage. If you look at a film like Toy Story, they have such polish. A lot of that looks so fucking good. And then you have a film like WALL-E, where it's these cool looking robots, and then you come to the humans and they kind of look a little The characters in these films look like the fucking humans from WALL-E with spray paint and dumb haircuts. What I'm trying to say is that Disney and Pixar and a lot of the underlying branches within Disney really are trying to hit that same style, that same cartoony, Fortnite-y looking style, even though it doesn't need to look that way. So many CG shows and movies are trying to look like this nowadays, and this film, with its very high fantasy concept and all these amazing characters with unique designs and manticores and all these other things, but they look like fucking Fortnite characters. And I thought about this a little bit more, and you could argue, this goes back to the WALL-E thing, that Pixar never was able to make convincing humans that like you really felt something for. Like, they always had a cartoonish vibe, and there are films I think that they made it work. Like in a film like Brave, like the characters are cartoonish and oversized, or they have like Merida's face doesn't look like a person, she looks like a cartoon. But in something like this, where it looks like a cartoon spray painted like into a Smurf, it's not an appealing style. And when you're still trying to make it like these very roundish character designs that look the same in every single movie. If you look at a film like Up, yeah, that's not the focus. But if you have this unlimited potential of this high fantasy concept, do something with it. I think I'm just sick of seeing the same style. And half the people who I've talked about Onward with, who are like kind of disinterested, I've gone into why. Like, what about it? And they seem to be, I don't know, it looks kind of dumb. And I said, why does it look dumb? Is it the concept? And then I always come to, is it the fucking way it looks? The way that it's animated? Do the characters look dumb? And then they kind of think about it and they're like, yeah. And trust me, I am not shitting on this film. This film was great. For a person who did not have a dad and lived with my brother in my entire life, I related hard to this film, man. I loved every moment. The sense of adventure, the shitting on your everyday job and trying to make it something more idea. Everything about that was awesome, and I love the execution of the ending. Everything was picture perfect. But every time I look at a trailer, every time I look at a poster of this film, it just doesn't feel like it's living up to its potential. If you are a fan of films and you are a fan of cinematography, you are a fan of art direction, you are a fan of every single piece that is involved with that, so take the time to look at the films you like. What about those styles do you like? And then look at a film like this, which is great, but doesn't quite reach that extra threshold of a film like Up or like the other amazing Pixar films. And the Pixies in this film are trash in concept, in execution, and in art design. But I wanted to get this out there. I wanted to see your guys' reaction, see if my opinion is shit. You're free to shit all over me. Again, art design is a very subjective part of this already subjective talking about culture and media and movies and stuff. So, if you have a alternative opinion, please let me know in the comments down below. And go see Onward. It actually is a great film. I was alone in an IMAX theater with just my girlfriend seeing this film in the dead center. That should never be the case. And let's be honest, Pixar has not been knocking it out of the park every single movie as of late. And if you look at Disney, for example, if you look at Wreck-It Ralph and all these other Big Hero 6s, they're doing things with their art direction. But if you look at the past couple Pixar films, even Coco, they still all seem to be the same looking movie. And in a film like Up, it doesn't really matter because its story carries it. And the story carries this movie, but if it just had a better style, most of these movies would be way better. And that's all I want to say, is that moving forward, Pixar needs to do something new with their art direction. And if you're watching this and you are not subscribed, please do yourself a favor and do that. We talk about a lot of nerdy things, a lot of pop culture on this channel. It would make my day, it would make my year if you hit that subscribe button. So, until next time guys, thank you so much for watching, and with that, I leave you. So nobody could hurt you. I've been spending hours